So we're getting exposed to between 3,000 and 5,000 pieces of marketing a day, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's up several 100% from even just a few years ago, and it's going to get even worse. So we become a nation of professional ad dodgers. We're always looking for ways to discount things instead of look at things. And the human brain doesn't respond to anything that's the same. We want things that are different. We want to make sure that your marketing is different courses, and one way of being different, of course, is marketing it to the patient in their perspective, talking about their problems first. If you are interested in someone, they'll be interested in you. If you care about someone, if you show someone you care about them first, then they'll care about you. And that's how we do it. The other thing is being entertaining or attention grabbing. These days, again, with all the clutter and all the attempts at information and all that kind of thing, people are tuning out a lot more than they're tuning in. Being entertaining allows them to change their state, which goes from bland or normal or whatever to slightly amused or laughing. At the same time, being entertaining allows you to open the gates to education. Think of Dr. Oz. Think of any program on TV that people tune into that have elements of education in it. They also have to entertain. Another way of getting more results out of your marketing is cutting through the clutter. So we want to make sure that these days, another way of getting more results out of your marketing is cutting through the clutter. What does that mean? Well, as I mentioned, the Direct Marketing Association put out a study that said something like between 3,000 and 5,000 pieces of marketing a day we're being exposed to. So we're not looking at anything. We're trying to find ways of not looking at anything that we're not interested in. So how do you cut through the clutter? Well, you can spend more money. You can put more psychological strategies into your marketing. Of course, that cuts through the clutter. Make it different. Make it unique. Make it interesting. There's many ways you can cut through the clutter, and I actually have developed a few things from testing that I put in my Double Your Patience. There's many ways that I've developed through testing. If you want the exact way to do it, I put it into my DVD program called How to Double Your Patience. It has all the Word documents of all the letters that I've put out that cut through the clutter, the direct mail packages, the ads that I've done. And you want to get attention first. That's the first step to cutting through the clutter. It's for example, have you ever had a girlfriend, if you're a guy, or your wife, talk to you while you're trying to watch the game, or you're trying to watch TV? It won't work. She doesn't have your attention first. She's just talking and you won't remember what she's saying. Or if you're a girl, have you ever tried to talk to your significant other and he's not paying attention? It's impossible. The first step to any persuasive mechanism is attention. If you don't have attention, you don't have the ability to persuade them or get them to call. And that's what it's all about. So I took all these strategies, and I had an instance where we were working. One of my clients, before I had gotten there, was working with this big dental consulting firm, and they produced a newsletter, one of those things that you sent out 12,000 pieces and got only 3 or 4 responses, which means new patients. And when I came in, I immediately took to that because it was already paid for, but they were giving us free design upgrades. So what I said was, okay, let's do this, 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 and this, and this. Using the examples from what I just said, all those strategies, put those in the newsletter, and we got 400% more calls and bookings from the newsletter for the same amount that we sent out. So instead of 3 calls, we got 12 calls. And it was just a simple change and tweak of the newsletter itself. So if you're not getting as much as possible for your money, then you're getting ripped off, basically. So hopefully you can use some of these strategies and then go forward with yourself, and then put them into your marketing and get better results. Oh, before we go, there's one more thing. It's the dark side. And I call it the dark side because if you're working with any vendors, I call them Darth vendors. Now, what that means is that we're relying on them to actually distribute our marketing. Who's holding them accountable? How can you be sure that they're actually sending out 12,000 pieces? That they're printing 12,000 pieces to begin with, or even mailing 12,000 pieces. So what I've done was, the first time ever I'm doing any marketing, I sort of like to get a handle of all the variables. So I handle everything myself at the beginning, because I want to make sure that everything is accountable. At the end of the day, you have a marketing piece, you want to make sure it's working. How do you make sure it's working? It's not even getting delivered. So I count the pieces coming from the print shop to make sure there's enough. Then I hand deliver to the mail office, and I give them the mail, and I make sure they got it at least. It's tough to hold accountable the post office, government run, even though in the past they have been caught. Some mail people have been caught tossing out a lot of their mail. It's unfortunate and unavoidable, but that's all we got. We had a door hanger company that we're using, putting the advertisements. We're trying to market dental practice on a door hanger, and we found out that when we only got one response, and the person that came in said they found the ad in the newspaper. So what they do, instead of going out and hiring someone to put it on the door, they slipped it in the newspaper. Well, that's not what we pay for. That gave us no response. No one's going to look at that. So, and when I called the company in question to figure out what happened there, why was it in a newspaper, they quickly got off the call and then never called me back. And we never used them again, of course. So that's just another example of what you can do to improve the results for your marketing. Alright, that's it for tonight. Stay tuned for our next article, next video. It's called How to Fill Your Schedule and Feel More Busy. As they say in Italian, buonanotte. Good night. If you enjoyed this information and would like to receive 15 free videos of the top questions and answers dentists ask about dental marketing, increasing patients, production and profits, and practice management, please visit www.doubleyourpracticenow.com or dypnow.com.
I recommend Paul to whoever wants to increase their production and patients. Thank you.
I look forward to continually working with him on cosmetic cases.
I can wholeheartedly recommend
I would
Paul
definitely
Special,
recommend him to anyone.
a marketing manager
I
and
would
consultant for
highly
dentists.
recommend Paul for any dentist who wants to increase.
If you're looking for new
flow
patients, if you're looking to take your practice to the next level, I think definitely sitting down with Anello Solutions and Paul and seeing what he can do for you. And I would gladly recommend him highly to any